That's better, yeah.
Come on, man.
There you go.
Make me do my own work and that. Charge me a fee. That's how we start. Bro, it's been a while. This is
too long, mate. Too long.
What, between me and you? I was on about me doing a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Between
Well,
me and
yeah.
you as well.
Both.
I don't even remember that. I think the last time I done one was literally like maybe two months ago.
Life's busy, mate.
Consistency is key to all success. And
but you got a little one now.
Can we blame it on that?
World.
It's two. So I had him before.
World,
do you know what it was? I'll explain to the audience. It was the affordability in a way. Stop looking at my tight white t-shirt.
Sorry,
You're
mate.
making me
looking
paro,
good, mate.
bro.
You're looking good.
No. Wrong t-shirt. But it was, I've done the calculations and I thought, fucking hell, if I do this every Friday for a year, this is going to cost me X amount. And although you kind of got to commit to putting that in to eventually getting that back out, I just looked at it and said, well, why do I even want to do a podcast? I want to do a podcast because I want to talk to my friends, my clients with useful topics or interesting topics that I think I would love to share with the world. Do you know what I mean? And I just kind of thought I'm putting too much pressure on myself. I'm taking 100%. Too much time away from my family because I do all the editing. Not that there's great edits, but I chop it up, watch it.
Yeah, but I know how hard you work outside of this as well, bro. And timing's everything, right? So when the timing's there to do something, it's right. So
yeah, so I just thought, and I've been trying to get onto you for ages, and you're a busy man too, apparently. So here we are, finally. Yeah. I have the famous Dion Conroy. I really appreciate you, man. I wanted this, obviously, with my industry being sports. I wanted to try and get a lot of athletes on here, and I've hit a few up, and it's always been a case of the time wasn't right, and I had Ellis on, and I don't think apart from that I've had any athletes on. So weirdly enough, you're my second athlete, but I would like to have more because
of course,
I'd actually really
the world
enjoy
you're in, everything.
The world I'm in, my passion, and also just exploring what I believe is champion mindset. Do you know what I mean? And I believe elite athletes, professional athletes, hold that key that can help the average Joe, for example. And there's no one better than you who's been through the ringer, back out, back in, back out. So just to give you a brief on this gentleman, Dion Conroy, 29 now.
Just
sorry to throw your age in there. So has been in the game a long time. I talk a lot, but I'll let you talk and brief us on just a small background of your career with football. He's a footballer, if you don't know.
Okay, a small briefing. Okay, so 2 older brothers, 10 years older than me, ever since I was a little kid, since I can remember, always had a ball in my hand. Always playing football, watching them play football. So I first went to Fulham. I got into the academy side of things when I was about 9 years old. Was there for...
I didn't even know that you was at Fulham. I thought it was straight Chelsea, but carry on, sorry.
Yeah, 9 till 12. And I had a period when I was about 10, between 10 and 11, where I had problems with my knees. I already started there, like Oscar Slatters.
Growing.
I was playing for my school, Croydon, Surrey, and Fulham at that point, and it was just too much for me at one point. I think I grew an inch in a week. So it was that I literally didn't play football for a year, and then I think Fulham. This is what I'm hearing from my parents. Fulham went to my parents and said he needs to come back on trial if he wants a new contract. All that kind of stuff. And I think my parents just were like, look, he's too young. He's struggling with his knees. We're going to take him out of football. So I didn't play football for a year, or I was out of the game for a year. Probably didn't do anything for 6 months. Let the body heal. Let it do its thing. And then I had some close friends, some Norwegian friends that were very into the technical side of the football world, and I was training with them every week. And then I knew someone at Chelsea who was a scout, and they was like, "Why don't you come down for a training session?" Went down there, and then ended up signing at 13 till I was 21. So I spent I think it was about 8.5 years at Chelsea. Experienced some incredible things, met some
we can explore all of this as well. I'll go back later, but go on.
Went to Swindon, spent 5.5 years there. Many ups, many downs.
Was there a promotion at Swindon?
A promotion, another playoff run, couple relegations in there. And then my last club now that I'm at is Crawley. I signed there when I was 26, I believe. That's where I'm at now. So
Man's lifted a trophy at Wembley off the back of it.
Yep.
He's gifted us his shirt.
Yeah.
This is the exact shirt he did not wear at Wembley, but we're going to lie to you and say that it is.
Exactly.
That's the shirt. He's brought the specific one for me. I can't believe this is the first shirt I've ever got from you.
I know.
I've worked with you how many years?
I've got about 20 shirts lining up at home.
There you go. So now I know it's personal.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Thanks. Probably asked him. So yeah, just to explore that, which is a great point, because what I want to explore on this podcast in particular with you is the ins and outs of what people probably don't see on the surface of what really happens in football. Any advice we can give to parents or young athletes and that they can take from this podcast would be 10-10, because you said at the beginning you were playing for 3 or 4 clubs, and I know it to be true from my experience of me playing with my friends that played at a very high level and the athletes I'm training now. It seems to be the downfall of all athletes is playing too much too young. Am I lying, or am I?
You're 100% true. I've got a little nephew, Ellis, if you're watching this.
Hopefully he is. I need at least 2 viewers.
Yeah, he's 8 years old and he's playing his football and he's enjoying it, doing his thing.
He
and
looks fucking good, by the way.
Very good footballer, left-footed, first lefty in the Conroy family. He's enjoying his football so much, but when I go to watch him and I see some of the other parents, I hear stories from Ellis about other parents, even from my own experience when I was younger, how serious the parents are taking it. It's always been that case, but it feels like more and more now, social media and everything, because people want their sons to be footballers, right? They want that lifestyle. So I'm hearing like kids are training 5 times a week at 6, 7 years old. I'm like, that's just crazy. It's just, I would tell my brother, as long as they're enjoying it, obviously if you want them to be footballers, they've got to put in a bit of work. But if I could go back to a time where football was just enjoyment, it's when I was that age, like my nephew's age. And if I could have one bit of advice, it's just to let them enjoy it. I'm seeing so many kids now, their parents are just screaming at them on the side of the pitch, why are you not doing this? Why are you not step over? Why are you not running back? Why are you not tracking? It's like, it's too much. It's too much for these kids, and you can see why they burn out. There were so many kids at my age that were the superstar at 10 years old because their dad was taking them to the park every day, running them crazy. Come 15 years old, they're not even playing football no more. They're burnt out.
Yeah.
So
there's truth to that, and there's 2 points in there. It's one, I want to talk about parenting in football, because I believe you had great parents who supported you, and I'll ask you what they done differently potentially, but that is so true. And again, I see it with the parents who, obviously I train younger and younger athletes all the time now. I was training 13, 14, 15-year-olds in S&C, and now it's 10 and 11-year-olds, and I'm here for it, because I do believe there should be an education to the physical side of training and the benefits that come with it, but also the limitations in regards to
balance.
How much time do they actually really need to give to this? How much time do they need to give to their skill? But then it also prompts the question from me of, actually, some of the greatest athletes ever sadly were pushed hard by their parents. You know, people look at Richard Williams, Serena and Venus Williams, his father. He obviously was renowned for putting them through a lot of training at a young age to learn a skill set, which obviously carried them throughout their life. I'm sure many other athletes, Michael Jordan, big time athletes, they were putting in big shifts at a young age, and they were successful because of it. So it's like a fine line between you want them to work, but I think the key thing you said was the enjoyment. If your parents, or if you are the parent and you're pushing your child to do this more than they physically want to do it, they got to have the passion.
They have to have the passion.
And I don't think a kid will ever be successful in business or in sport unless it's them that wants to do it.
100%.
You've got to want to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which brings me to, like, you obviously love the sport of football. I hope you still love it after
just
the years and years.
Just about.
But your parents at a young age, what was their approach around you?
So, you know Jay very well. You know Ellis very well.
I do.
My 2 older brothers. So, like I said at the start, I watched them play football. Jay played for Palace as a scholar, and then he went and played in the conference in non-league throughout his kind of young career through his early 20s, and I was always watching him. And my mum and dad were there every week, every game he played. And I think they saw the ups and downs through his career. I saw how tough it is and how strenuous it can be, and how many people want to be your friend when things are going well, and then when things aren't going well, they're not around no more. So they saw all the bad things, I think, with the game of football and other sports. So I think when they had me and they saw that I had a bit of talent when I was young, they were just very chilled with it. I always hear my dad speaking about it now. He said we were just very chilled.
Do you think they learnt a lot from
100%,
that, Jay? So it's almost the sad test dummies of the older siblings.
Jay was the test dummy.
Yeah, with the younger siblings,
Sorry,
people don't realise they get the benefits because it's like the older lot get all the testing and understanding, and you end up seeing your brother. So they're not only are you learning from them, so you've got someone that inspires you right there close to you in your older siblings, but also your parents have learned. And it's like, I normally think my cousin that plays for Southampton, Scummers, sorry. He's a Portsmouth fan as well, so fans do with that what you will.
Are you throwing him under the bus?
Yeah, I'm throwing him right under the bus. But his older brother played football. But again, it's always the case of his older brother was very good when they were growing up, I'm sure. But it's that younger sibling sees the older brother almost wants to be better. Do you know what I mean? And the older brother wants your younger brother to be better, or younger sibling 100%. To be better, because it's like, I want to teach you, and then normally they'll learn everything you've done and put their own spin on it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas they didn't have that.
Jay was in the garden with me every day. I remember coming back from school, volleys, he'd sacrifice his own time, and he'd go and goal and just let me shoot at him. So
that is a generous brother.
Yeah.
Normally it should be
you,
little
Jay.
brother in goal.
I know.
I'm peppering
100%.
you. But that probably create a good goalkeeper somewhere in there.
Maybe.
But so yeah, your parents' attitude sounds like it's probably optimal, where they encourage, they support, they take you to the games. It's not like they're leaving you to it.
And I think that's what happened with the Fulham thing.
Yeah.
They were like, he needs to come on trial to get a new contract, and they was like, no, he doesn't need to do that.
That's a brave decision from them.
And I think I remember at that point, I was like, I've been here for 3 years or however long it was. Why do they need to see me again? So I had the backing from them to be like, look, you do we got to do what's right for you, and there's no stress. Still like 11 years old at this point. Let's take a year out. Let's get the body right, which is a massive thing in sport. Yeah. Which I don't think much people know about, but.
Not to quote the Richard Williams again, but he made a decision around his daughters not going pro at a young age. Or, sorry, not doing the amateur
tour
stuff, because he said these kids go in at 15 and by the time they come out, they're burnt out already. So my girls are just going to stay training, they're going to stay hot, they're going to stay warm, and they're going to just go straight pro. Obviously, they went pro pretty young, at like 15, 16, I believe. But it's that brave parenting to go, this sounds like right now, we're doing you a disservice, like not letting you go back to Fulham. But actually, in hindsight,
it's a bigger picture.
In hindsight, it's the greatest thing to, after everything, you can always say it worked or it didn't. But it sounds like your parents done the right thing by you there.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Shout out Zena and Jim, legends in the game. Yeah, raising 3 boys can't be easy.
Yeah, definitely not. I've heard stories about my older 2, so.
And you've been perfect the whole time, right?
I must be.
Locked in. So that Chelsea team, pretty famous team-ish. I say ish. I mean, they've got some big hitters in there. Yeah. Who was in your age group?
Okay, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Charlie Musunda, Jeremy Boga, Bertrand Traore, Dom Solanke, Jordan Houghton, Fankati Dabo, Ola Aina, Andreas Christensen, Tammy Abraham. It's
just a Charlie few pros in there. There was people you're naming. I'm like, shit, I forgot they were in there.
Yeah. It was. There's a load more. A load more. But
good team.
Very good team.
You achieved a lot.
Team. We won a lot. Yeah. I think we learned a lot off each other. And the thing is, as well, everyone was good guys. Yeah,
I was going to say, really? Them as people, I mean, I've met a few of them through you, and you're like, oh, actually, you're really chill. What? Like, I thought you'd be big time. You got every right to be big time in regards to, you know, your aura and everything like that, and the levels you've reached. But actually,
just not.
Wow, you're the most chill guy on the table.
Yeah.
You know, the others are the loudest, and they're just yeah. But maybe that's the perks of, you know, when you know, you know.
I don't know. You can come across some.
You must have come across.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. And I wanted to, while we're talking about like youth athletes, I watched a thing on coaching the other day, and it was something that obviously I relate to, but he put it into really good words. He said there were like 3 types of athletes. Type 1 has A mindset and A ability, and that you get few and far between of them, where they're just locked in and physically so talented, but their mindset is locked in 100%, 10 out of 10. And you get a few of them. Yeah. Then type 2 is A, ability, and B, mindset. And they are like really skillful, but they're not good at learning. Their attitude is they think they know it all. Yeah. And then there is type 3, which is B, ability, but A, attitude. And in the long run, they end up overtaking the type 2 because they're willing to learn, they're willing to go the extra mile. And it is the classic saying, talent beats hard work. Oh, sorry, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. I butchered that. There you go. Where would you put yourself on that category?
Ooh.
Joking. No, I'm joking.
But I could answer it if you want to.
Yeah, please.
I think when I was younger, coming through Chelsea, I probably would have been A, talent, B, mindset.
Really, yeah.
In the sense that I didn't have a bad attitude. I always did what was required.
Yeah.
But
that's, you just said it there, what's required. It's not
exactly.
going that extra mile.
But I worked extremely hard. It's kind of, I would say, like a B+ attitude, because I worked extremely hard on the technical things. I was always doing extra we had a little square Astro thing outside of the change room. I was always doing extra with the ball. But I would put it down to, not because I didn't want to, or I thought, I don't need to get physically better. Educational side. I didn't realise that if I did certain things...
Well, tell us, because people are going to listen.
Well, it's just like strength work. I was always good with like doing ladder work and in and out of cones and stuff, but I would say strength work was a big thing I didn't really clock onto. Probably until I had my first big knee injury. And I would say if I could go back in time, I wish I knew a lot more about that, especially growing up as a kid. I was at Chelsea, you're around the best athletes ever that are just naturally monsters. When you're training with the first team, I was with the first team quite a bit towards the end of my stint at Chelsea. And I just always thought, God, these guys are just animals. And I just remember speaking to a few of them towards the end, and even after I left Chelsea, and it was like just gym work, strength work.
Who were these players, if you don't mind asking?
The one that pops into my head straight away was Azpilicueta. He'd done his knees quite a few times, I believe. I just always remember looking at his quads, and I was like, God, he is just powerful and strong. And I would say, I wouldn't say I'm that B mindset as in I didn't care. It was just, I think a lot of it is like educational side of things.
I was going to say, did they not push kind of like, I know they probably definitely doubled down on it now in academies at a younger age, the S&C
I don't think it is
rehab sort of stuff. Or you don't think it's really that?
I don't think it was really pushed that heavily when we were younger.
Yeah. To my understanding, what my youngsters do at their academies is very tame, and I think it's tame because of the fear of pushing them too hard in there and somehow hindering their ability at football through fatigue. And I think that's a misconception. Like,
I think there's a lot of different things. I don't want to speak out of pocket with some. I've had some very, very, very good strength and conditioning coaches growing up through Chelsea and things like that. But I think there's a lot of, and it's in all sports, there's a lot of people that get a job somehow that don't really know 100% what the requirements should be to play at the elite level. So I could have, the physical state I was in very good state, but to be at the elite, you need understanding of what it takes to get there. And I just think when I was younger, I didn't really have that kind of person pushing me at the club. I wish instead of working on the technical side, because I was talented from a young kid with the ball and stuff. All I just think about is if I could have done more on the physical side. Like I remember speaking to you when I come back from my injuries, and I was like, "Cool." Being able to squat certain things, just being strong, like really strong, is such a big thing. You see some of these players in their career in the Premier League that have not had any injuries or no muscle injuries and stuff, and it's not.
Do you think a part of it's luck as well, or do you
100%? There's definitely a part of it is luck, 100%. But there is also another big part of people look after themselves well.
Yeah, I think you create your own luck with that.
Right. There's certain things. How I've done.
Go on.
I've had a lot of injuries, but
How many injuries, just quickly? I know your knees are all lovely and scarred up.
Well, I think there was one point, I think when it was just after John Croy, I think it was like 8 surgeries in 7 years.
You had 8 surgeries in 7 years?
Yeah. But again, they weren't muscle injuries. I would say that is quite unlucky, the injuries I had. They were all just kind of getting tackled in the wrong way, a foot getting stuck in the floor, shoulders popping out, Achilles flaring up and everything coming back from my knee injuries. So it was been a tough, that period of my life was very...
How old were you during that period?
I think I was 19 to 26.
Yeah.
I think it was, or 20 to 27, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's right in the middle of your
career.
Yeah. So.
You're meant to be your prime, as they say.
Right,
even though I wouldn't put prime down to an age. I'd say you're coming into your prime now, bro.
Yeah. So, that was always difficult, and there was definitely things where there was moves on the table and like some big moves that were there or thereabouts, and one of those things would happen. So,
do you begrudge any of that? Are you happy with your journey?
I wasn't. A couple of years ago, I had to go see a therapist to talk about the things that had happened and where my career had ended up in certain things and what I wanted to do when I was younger. But now it's speaking to the therapist, kind of grounding myself and being humble and just kind of think everything happens for a reason, right? So it shaped me into the person I am today.
You still speak with them?
I do if I need to, but I did a lot of work with this person. She was amazing and she really helped my headset. I was just always, I got quite angry, very easy over nothing. So yeah, she was amazing and she's helped my mindset now. So it's. You
feel like you're in a good place in regards to trauma and all of that is one thing, but just how you can kind of control it.
Yeah, you can never get rid of trauma.
I was going to say,
you can't get it. It's just a way to deal with it.
Yeah, how you deal with it.
It's a way to deal with it. So,
and you would advise speaking.
You have to speak
to all
about
athletes.
It. Yeah, 100%, mate. Yeah. We would not talk about anything as a young kid. I mean, the first time I ever heard someone in professional football talk about seeing a therapist was a manager called Richie Wellens, and he said when he was going through, I think he'd done his knee at one point. I think he must have been at Leicester or something like that. And I just remember him talking. He went and saw a therapist, and he said it helped him. I didn't go and see him straight away. It took me a while to process that and deal with things. And I think I had even a couple more surgeries after that point.
How old were you when you finally thought, then that was the right time?
I think it was 27.
Yeah. So recently?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Game changer?
100%.
And that's not for your footballing ability. I mean, game changer for your outlook on life.
My football ability was always there.
Yeah.
But there was just certain things that just being back at home. Obviously engaged now with Celine.
Congratulations. Wedding of the year pending.
Yeah. So she's sorting all that out, thank God. But yeah, it was just you'd be at home and just when little things would just turn into way bigger things than what they needed to be, and it was just all because of I hadn't processed the injuries fully, and it just helps you in your day-to-day life. I don't even think if you have severe trauma, it's always good to speak to someone about how to clear your head, how to humble yourself. You don't need to go chasing these.
No.
I think a lot of it was material, like trying to search for materialistic stuff to make you happy, and it's definitely not what makes you happy at all. No. You can have whatever car you want. You can have whatever watches you want, whatever clothes you want.
Nice new Teslas.
Nice new Teslas, yeah.
Sorry, go on.
But none of it, if you're not happy within yourself, that's not going to make you happy.
Yeah, 100%.
Nothing's going to make you happy. So
you have
to figure out what you need inside, what makes you happy. And I think it's family. What I figured out was family's just the best.
Mate, I think I was going to just ask you there. I was going to say, how important do you think, shout out Celine, by the way, how important do you feel having a lady in your life and a structured relationship? Your family unit's tight as hell, so amazing. You've always had an amazing family, but now you're building your own family unit. How important do you think it was for you to have that, and with that stage in your career, with the injuries?
Yeah, I think
having a stable someone in your life. I
think my last 2 surgeries, me and Celine were together. And obviously, when you get told you need surgery, whatever it is, and it's always, especially in the job that I have, where I'm reliant on my physical body, and when you're told you need surgery, you're not going to be working for months, however long it is. So it's never easy to hear. But when you got someone who's with you 24/7, and just the touch of someone can just ease your body. Yeah, she's been amazing, definitely. And I even before Selena, my mum and dad were incredible. When I went through my 2 knee injuries, they were very dark periods, and I was very blessed to have my mum and my dad and my 2 brothers. So in sport, you need a strong base. You need a strong. But in the other way around, if you don't have a strong family or people around you, and you're having all that success, it can work the same way. It can go bad very quick. Yeah. You can get sent down the wrong way.
You think what's his name? Sorry to go off topic. Lamine Yamal.
Oh,
you seeing all of that stuff right now?
Yeah, that's what I mean, mate. I don't know if Messi was doing that at his age.
I don't think so.
That's what I mean. I think this day and age of social media and
but maybe he was, and we just didn't see. But I don't think he. It's hard to say. Do you know what? This is the hardest thing to comment on anyone's life. I've seen 2 or 3 pictures. I don't know anything about them. Like, sometimes people would bring topics to me, and I said, you know what? I don't even know that person, and you're asking me to judge them right now. I don't know what they're going through. The geezer might just have been on a jet ski with a girl.
Yeah.
Might have been it. Might have gone home and dreamt about football, or gone home and watched tape.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? You just don't know, but what you're saying is very true. Having the right people around you, people that you trust first and foremost, because sadly,
I'm not big into boxing either, but the Dubois thing.
Yeah. Well, I was literally going to bring up Usyk. Like, he is my role model. But the Dubois thing, I feel like what I've been led to understand is his dad invited round a number of people.
Apparently, he didn't even know half the people.
No, he didn't know. I don't think he knew it was going on. He came home. Was it during the day of
the day before the fight?
Just before the fight,
so
it was. So he was going to fight in the evening. He had to go for a drive apparently to get out of his house because these people. And bless him, you can see him in the videos. He's awkward as hell. He's looking like a proper stiff. He's like, what's going on here?
And then he gets to the arena.
Yeah.
And he's having to try and get them in.
Yeah, he's having to do that.
How's that for your focus?
Do you know what? So. And it's classic. It's just like, and then I watched a post-fight interview. Usyk, for me, is one of my favourite human beings ever, hands down. He is, what I text one of my friends who's Ukrainian, he is the perfect line between the best at what they do and humility. Like, his humbleness. It's like the perfect combination that you can't like. Even when you look at MJ's the GOAT, but he's also quite arrogant. Ronaldo's one of the GOATs. He's quite arrogant. Messi's not really got a personality out there, but you can see he's got a bit of like, you know what I mean about him? Like, there's stuff about Messi sometimes like that annoyed me. Not that I know him. There's me judging. But when I look at Usyk and I'm just like, bro, like, seems like you've just got this perfect balance between your family life, your God. He's obviously a God-fearing man, which again we could talk about, like the influence of having that and making you think in a different way from other athletes. But yeah, his whole setup just seems like he goes to work. He works hard because he knows it's what he has to do, and thankfully he reaps the benefits because then it promotes how good that system is. Do you know what I mean in a way?
Yeah.
And for me, sadly Dubois, I don't think any of us saw the potential of what I think. Like, what he done to AJ, looking like Mike Tyson, bobbing and weaving. No, I was like, why didn't he do that against Usyk? Just try, because you're going to lose. But now, and I'm like, actually, maybe he just couldn't because Usyk is Usyk.
Because again, that's the elite of the elite level. You can't be doing all of that. Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, no, with his faith, like recently, I was raised a Catholic, Roman Catholic, and my mum's a Christian, and I went through a stage in my life where I was a bit like, I was in church regularly, baptized, christened, confirmed to myself, and then I went to uni in America, was in Oklahoma, very Bible bashing state, as they say, very religious, stayed with my religion, came back and started to go through different experiences in life and started to question like faith and what is really religion. I think it was more the structure around religion. Do you know what I mean? In a way, like the confines and how it's right and wrong. And do you know what I mean? Like how people abuse religion, be it governments or whatever. And I just kind of stepped away from religion. But in the last couple of years, especially since my back injury, I started to lean back into religion again and faith in God. Are you a faithful man at all, or not really? Or what is your like higher kind of belief? Do you have something above you?
I've been brought up with my mum in the sense of like very big into energy,
spirituality,
spirituality, and I'm not religious. I'm not against anything. Anyone believes in religion, each to their own. But I'm very into spirituality, and kind of what you put out there is what you'll get. So, and again, it comes down to the humbleness. I think humbleness is one of the most underrated, best qualities anyone could have.
It's the best.
As soon as you ground your feet, you start to understand you don't need other things to make you happy, and you start seeing what makes you happy. And there's a lot of people out there just trying to do things to impress other people, right?
I think 90% I think 100% of us have gone through that. I think most people that are
went down that when I was young
would go through that route to know that it's not the right route to go.
I remember,
elsewhere.
Honestly, we were back at Chelsea and everything. There was a period of when it was just, there's nothing, I can't get into anything too crazy, but but everyone would just talk about shoes and stuff like that. So it'd be like, okay, what Louboutins you got this time? This is the point where Loubs were the thing.
And you lot are making some money at this stage.
We're like 17 years old. And you're on your first pro deal and everything like that, and everyone's talking about what shoes you're wearing, and you're dropping. People were spending thousands on Louboutins and stuff, and coming into training. I got these, I got that. I remember I bought a pair that were like purple with just metallic spikes coming out of them everywhere.
We need a red card in here,
mate. Honestly, it's so bad. But it's like, you do a lot of this stuff to it. I didn't wear them and thought, oh, like this is, I can't wait to wear these for myself. Like it was just to show someone else that I've got Louboutins on. I bought the loudest pair of shoes I could have.
Outrageous.
So everyone could just see when I walk into.
Every photo's like this.
Yeah, 100%. Of course you got to do that when you're young.
Where's the camera? Get the camera. Talk at the same time. I need it. Why is he not?
Yeah, look, let me just get them out.
Come on.
Well, mate, I'm in a little Birkenstock.
Well, the one time it doesn't want to pan to the out screen. Come on, give us both of us. Talk,
there
me.
There you go.
That's it. That's what every photo was like. Yeah. I see people breaking their knees to get their fucking shoe in the photo.
Everything, mate. So
what happened to them? No one even wears them anymore.
They're the worst
I've got like 2 pair indoors.
Sell them.
Yeah, well, they're in boxes. I've got so many shoes in boxes. But who wants to wear them anymore?
Yeah, that was the thing. You used to wear them. You used to go to a nightclub. At that point, it was Libs. My word.
Or District. I'm a little before you. I feel like.
Yeah, District was before me.
And then it closed, and then it went to Liberty.
It went to Libs. It got a bit crazy, and then you just wanted to wear whatever you could wear, so someone could say, "Oh, he's got Louboutins on. He must be
a footballer." Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was so stupid. And I remember my brothers at some point were like, "What are you doing wearing that?" And I always thought, "Shut up."
Shut up.
And so it's always good to have someone telling you what's right and what's wrong. But everyone needs to go through that stage.
I was going to say, you don't get to the other side without the experience.
It's a point of maturing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And obviously, when you're earning good money at a young age,
you got to blow it.
You're gonna do some sillier things than what other people were doing at my age that have just left school. So, But I also did some good things with my money. My mum and dad were very influential.
Again, the right people around you, how to invest it.
Exactly. So, it's having the right people around you and learning from your mistakes as well. You got to learn from the wrong things that you're doing. And
I always wish my friends on their birthday, I wish you a year of more mistakes to learn from. I know it sounds like a random thing, but it's just like we all must learn from our mistakes.
And again, I'll go back to my injuries. I've learned more about myself than I ever would if I hadn't gone through those injuries.
Throughout life, not just your football career, which 100% is arguably
forever and ever. And I can teach that to hopefully my kids, and
hopefully they don't get any injuries.
Hopefully, but if they do, they'll learn from it, and they'll I'll tell them what to do and what not to do.
Mate, I was going to ask you on that point. Perception of footballers is a massive one, because unless you're in the circle, I think it's hard for people to talk and comment. And I've had the advantage of seeing inside a circle with my friends that have made it quite successful. And then, so being on the verge, but myself actually never really being in the circle, because I wasn't a pro footballer or anything like that.
Yeah.
But getting to hang out with them, go out with them, see the world that they live in, go in the cars, in the houses, etc. but the perception around footballers, is it a warranted one, or do they bring it on
100%.
themselves? Like,
Yeah, it is
what
warranted.
is it, and why is it?
There's a I think of the footballing thing is quite a macho place, right? So it's always the guys. Everyone's trying to impress.
Ego driven, yeah.
Everyone's trying to impress everyone. And everyone, I've been into that thing again when I was younger and coming up. You wanna kind of show off whatever it is. So I think that's just the way it's nature of the beast.
Do you feel like there's any? It is what it is, and it's like hard to actually go into a club and say, "Listen, young G's, like you need to."
It's impossible because you got everyone around not the athletes. You got the agents. You got the tag-alongs. Everyone's trying to get their share of whatever it is, and they're telling the player the wrong things and saying, "Oh, let's go to this nightclub. Let's go on this holiday. Let's book this place. Let's book this villa. Let's do it." And they do the wrong thing. So. I think it's just how it all comes down to having the right people around you. As simple as that is, it is so important. And there's so many people that don't have the right people around them, telling them the right and wrong things. And just educating yourself and just kind of seeing the bigger picture. Travel the world and don't go Marbella all the time and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Or Ibiza even.
Or Ibiza, yeah. It's like Ibiza over there. But just kind of seeing how... Yeah. Everyone kind of works. You go to some places in the world where people are earning silly money, and you see how they behave, and it's like, wow, it's an eye opener.
You mean they're more controlled?
Yeah,
you mean they know they're the richest of the rich, but they don't need to do.
But they don't need to be flashy. They don't need to be loud. What's that saying? American Gangster: the loudest man in the room's the weakest.
Yeah,
it's powerful, mate. Normally, I think that is what it is. You don't see these super powerful people always jumping on tables.
I mean, it's loud. The classic when you see I don't even want to say his name, but I'll go to Elon Musk and other Jeff Bezos. White T-shirts, by the way, white T-shirts. And obviously they probably normally have a decent timepiece on, but very casual looking clothes. Nothing they wear is too flashy or too brandy. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's just they don't need to.
Yeah, I think when
you're comfortable, I guess.
Again, it's not people that just have money. You see people that are just very comfortable in their own skin.
Yeah.
It's just about being that grounded, not wanting
not seeking it.
Wants and needs are two different things, aren't they? Like, you don't need a lot in this world to make yourself happy. Definitely not.
With that, it's like, what is it with? I mean, you'll know being at Chelsea being probably one of the clubs that probably pay more to these young kids. Do you think it's like they're set up not to fail, but because of the situation they're put in, receiving a large amount of money from probably a younger age than they should, or I shouldn't say than they should, if they're entitled to it, if that's what the game's giving. But is it that case of that sort of money then creates that sort of mindset at that when you're physically not mature enough to kind of handle it?
Yeah, obviously... I was there a long time ago. I don't really know what the ins and outs that these academies are now to the full extent. But I remember when we were young, there wasn't much education and help of what you should be doing with this money. Obviously, there was help and everything, but I think there needs to be a much deeper understanding of what's needed. I think even before you get to that point, I think things should be taught at school. Because as soon as you leave school, especially with athletes, you're earning money, whether you're scholarship wage first and you're earning 150 quid, 200 quid a week, and then you jump on to earning like 6 figures or whatever it is, 7 figures. Kids haven't got no understanding. And then most of the time, the parents haven't earned that sort of money either. So they haven't got any idea what to do with that money. So then it all comes down to education and just not knowing what to do with it. I know players that were just spending thousands and thousands a week on nightclubs.
I bet. Oh, mate, I know players that weren't making that much money. We was in clubs Tuesday, Saturdays. Do you know what I mean? There was 2 nights a week we was in, and I was thinking,
I didn't.
Do you know what I mean? How much are you lot doing? Because
I wasn't that busy with it, but I remember there was like a midweek. There was a certain night at Libs where I
think it's Tuesdays. It
was like midweek, and people were just doing that. I was like, God, this is crazy.
I used to know. I used to train one of the promoters at Libs. You would know. I won't name names. I think she's manager of China White, so I've just baited her out there. But she would before at Libs, her job was to concierge the footballers like, for their tables. And each week I would train her and she would tell me story after story. And some of them were going in there doing like 15, 20 grand on a table, and they weren't even drinking, bro.
100%.
It was just to appease and to impress. And that table over there's got those bottles coming over. And I mean, that's a dead end. Anyone listening now and you think, hey, let's get lit, let's be outside. Like,
stupid. It's
listen,
so dumb,
go
mate.
outside and have a great time with your friends, but you don't have to break the bank. Or do you know what I mean? Especially if the bank's not made forever. If you are a top 10 player in the Prem and you're on silly money and you want to waste it, don't listen to Broke Joe. However, if you're a young academy player, you are making quite a good bit of money. There's no way to say that money's going to keep coming in.
No, of course not.
It's
just not a way to live. You're impressing people that you're never going to see ever again.
Yeah.
And I've done that before. I didn't drink really in my late teenage. I didn't start drinking until I was probably 21. So I went to Libs a few times and I didn't drink a thing. I took a few of my friends quite a lot, and you're paying for the whole thing. It's like, what am I doing?
What have you done? But then again, not to shun it down and act like granddads, because we've been through it. Like, we went through it. We probably had a great time, had good nights out. So there's a fine balance between, you know what, go out, appreciate your situation, your friendship groups, and go out and have. Some of my best memories are holidays and nights out with my friends, for sure. But it's that balance of not
doing it for the right reason.
Doing it for the right reason. Don't go crazy.
Yeah.
You know, but then it is a classic. It's like we're sat on the other side of the fence now. Maybe not you. I feel like a granddad having kids, mate, and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, wow, these kids, you are blowing up your money. You're so stupid. But actually, it's just like, shit, I did that. So who am I to tell you not to do that?
Yeah. To be fair, I think I learned quite quick though. I early 20s. I was like, oh, this is just not good. Like, you see some of the stories, some of the kids that I was growing up with that were in the academies and that, and they're not playing football more due to injuries or just not good enough, really. You think, oh wow, you thought they were going to play in the Premier League,
and I think
and it's like, wow, eye opener.
That's where it affects people. I think it's where they're not reaching their potential because of being distracted with other things.
Yeah, there's a lot of distractions in the world, especially now. Yeah, especially now. You see some of the young kids coming on loan to like the League 1, League 2 teams, and it's
from Prem teams, you mean?
From yeah, like the academy boys coming on loan, and it's like, cool, you know, like they're on good wages and everything, and it's I just could picture myself being in that place, and it's like, yeah, it's alarm bells, really, isn't it?
As captain and as a older head in the change room, do you put your arm around players? Do you try and
talk to them?
Boys, or is it stubbornness?
Yeah, you can.
Or do you just go, do you know what?
You can speak to a couple of them. It depends. Most of them are good young guys, but you get the odd one where it's like, there's no helping them. There's no helping them. Again, it probably comes down to the people outside of the football pitch. They're telling them, look, we need to go do this, we need to do that, we need to be seen, or whatever it is.
It's normally an accumulation of years and years and years. So to try and break down years and years and years of build up of whatever it's almost impossible in a conversation. I notice it with some of the players I coach. Sometimes I'm talking to them, I'm trying to relay some decent information that might be useful to them, and you can just see it's like hitting a brick wall because they've got whatever they've got in their head. They're thinking whatever, you know, it's all daisy right now, and it's hard to talk to them sometimes.
Social media, bro. Social media, everyone, you just see everything now. Everyone's got on a nice watch, they're driving a nice car, they're out at these nice places, and it's like everyone just wants to have that. And
what is that, Paul? I mean, I can get pulled into it myself, you know, and that's why I try to limit. My missus be like, try to limit your Instagram time. It's like, oh, do you? Yeah. Oh, how do you do that then? Do you know what I mean? But it's like the quality of what you're trying to watch on there, I guess. But especially if you're in that circle and all you're seeing is you're a professional footballer, you're seeing other professional footballers. Say I'm a 19-year-old professional footballer, all these other 19 professional footballers. And
it's hard,
Instagram
mate. It's
is
very
about
hard.
painting your life as best as it is.
Of course it is. You got and at that age,
it's a dirty circle, isn't it?
You want to impress everyone. You at the other clubs, the Chelsea boys want to impress, or the Arsenal boys and the City boys want to impress the United, whatever it is. So it's like, okay, I want to do this post. Look, I'm with the first team here, and then I'm out on the weekend. I'm gonna take a picture of this watch on it. It's all about egos in football and in all sports. And it will always be like that. It's got to be like that because you got to be driven in this game, and there's got to be a certain amount of ego. But it's just having your feet grounded at the same time, which is the tough balance.
Do you think the factory works well like that? Because actually, if all these boys did lock in and all of these boys didn't go out and they trained super hard and done the extras, there'd actually be too much quality to actually contain. Because imagine how many boys are in the academies.
It'd be ridiculous.
It's like, well, actually, not all of these people can be successful because we haven't got space for them. So therefore, actually, if a few of them,
but that's the thing now. I'm seeing it. Obviously, I just re-signed at Crawley, and I have a lot of friends.
You didn't sign at Portsmouth. God damn it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm joking. Sorry, any Crawley people watching this.
There's so many people like this year. In the last few years, it's getting every year it's getting harder and harder to stay in the league. Again, you've got these young boys coming through. You've got people dropping down levels. It's tough. I know a few people that have really, really struggled with it. People have had to retire. It's a tough world, man, and it's just going to get tougher and tougher. Like you said, if these academies keep producing more and more and more good players, it's going to be hard for like your average 26, 27, 28-year-old to stay in the league and support his family if he has a family or whatever it is. So, yeah, it's just a very tough business. Very tough business.
Are you grateful for your journey in the business? Like, has
like I said,
good calling for you.
100%. I've learned so much more about myself than I think I ever would have if I was in an office job or doing whatever. And I'm more than blessed to be able to play football for a living and being able to provide for my missus and live where I live and go on holidays with my family and things like that. So I'm very blessed in that sense. Obviously, as a young kid, you want to get to the top, and certain things stop it. In my case, I've had many injuries, but again, I don't think I would have learned half the things I would have about myself if I hadn't gone through that stuff.
So I don't know, it's hard to say. I don't even want to ask that question. Like, are you happy those situations happen?
A
stupid question.
As stupid as it sounds,
you can turn it into the positive that it is.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm very happy with the place I'm at now. So
and who you are,
and who I am, 100%.
Beautiful person.
Thank you, brother.
Of course.
So.
Yeah, didn't have to throw that in.
But I fight with that question all the time. Like, if I could go back, if I could have got that move and didn't get injured at that time, how amazing that would be. And I think, God, but I wouldn't be where I am right now.
With who you're with.
With who I'm surrounded with.
Yeah.
And I just...
The butterfly effect, everything you've done.
I wouldn't be, if I knew if I went to one of those clubs that were interested at the time.
Me and you wouldn't know each other. No
chance, bro. So I wouldn't... God knows what could have happened. My life could have ended up better. Could have ended up worse. I'm just happy in the moment right now, and
that's the most powerful thing.
Exactly. So
no, that's a beautiful thing. Oh man, it's so hard to try and squeeze. That's why I like the longer format, and I was going to try and go for a longer podcast today, but an hour is good because otherwise, we
could do a part two.
Yeah. I said that to all my guests, and I've invited no one back. It's just so hard to actually explore, because when we always talk about all these situations, it's just I want to go more into that. It's just so hard to kind of get it all into one. If you had one message you could relay to like younger footballers potentially watching this, or anyone kind of in athletics or any job career, what message would you tell you? Let me make this a simple question. I've really gone a long way around asking a question. What would you tell your younger self?
Our younger self, to have your feet on the floor, appreciate the people around you, and work as hard as you possibly can. I always thought it was the dumbest thing I always heard. Coaches used to say, train like it's your last training session. But that...
Is that to squeeze max effort out of you, they mean? Or
max
just
effort
like
and max enjoyment. Maximum enjoyment, because
that's a good way of putting it.
Now, again, we go back to, I've had all these injuries, your body starts to hurt in ways that you thought you would never hurt. When you wake up in the morning, you finish your training session, you're like, oh, I'm in pain here.
Right, I think getting up from this chair, because the way this chair's set up is long here on my back. Every time I get up, I'm like, oh my days.
Them hips, yeah.
Bro, when did that happen? Carry on, sorry.
Yeah, so I would just say, train as if it's your last day and enjoy being young, fit, healthy, happy, because as you get older, it gets so serious. Life gets serious. And I remember, if you're blessed enough to be at one of those academies, every kid, when I was growing up, every kid that I went to school with, went to the schools around me, everyone wanted to be doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
and you have
Did
to
you
be.
take it for granted? Would you say?
At that point, but there was an arrogance with it. I was like, well, of course I'm here. I'm good enough to be here.
Yeah.
It's simple
Which
as that.
true.
And you have to feel like that. Otherwise, you won't get to. I say to my little nephew, if you want to go play for one of these academies, it's not like going to the best college or university in England. It's like being at one of the best college universities in the whole world. It's elite of the elite. So you have to have a certain arrogance with it, but just enjoy where you are and training as hard as you can and looking after yourself. It's that simple, and just don't get distracted by stupid things that you won't even remember in a year's time.
That's a good question. It's like, do you think if you're striving and you're so driven, you can actually stop for a moment and enjoy the moment? Do you know what I mean? In a way, it's like life comes at you so fast. Have kids, people. Life will come at you even faster. Yeah. Like the years are just moving so quick. And I just find it like I'm a super present person. I enjoy a lot of moments. I'm enjoying this moment exactly right now for what it is. And every moment I have, I do enjoy it. But because of the way my mind works, it's like, what's next? Because
100%.
that's in order. That's my go-to to be successful or to be forward-thinking and having the next smooth plan. Do you know what I mean?
It's the pressure from society to have everything figured out, right?
Yeah.
You're never going to have anything figured out.
But do you feel like you say, it's the nature of the beast earlier? It's like, is that because you actually have to be like that in order to get to the next stage? So it's hard for you to stop and go, fucking hell, I had it really good at that point.
Yeah.
Because
I
it's
think
just like, actually, there's more. It's like, I can't enjoy this win because in order to sit back one day and go, I was super successful, I need more wins. Do you know what I mean?
I think, I don't know, if anyone's into golf, Scotty Scheffler said a quote the other day about enjoying the process, right? And I remember lifting the trophy at Wembley
2 years ago.
Yeah.
You should see the highlight reel of this man's game. Man of the match. Don't know.
Was it 2 years? No, just under a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And
brought the ball down on his chest.
I remember lifting that trophy up, and the enjoyment I had for the rest of that day was amazing. Best day of my life. Because my family were there, my missus was there. But you wake up the next day and it's done. It's finished. So you're like, oh my God, what? You start thinking, well, why are you working this hard to do all this stuff? And again, I go back to the thing, when you're a young kid, you're fit and healthy, enjoying your training, enjoy the process. Like, that is the best part of, I think, being a footballer. Like, I just was like, as soon as I won the thingy, it was like the next week, it's like, okay, well, what's the next thing now? We go into next season. I need to have another good season because I want to get a move here, there, somewhere. So your mind's already on to the next thing. So it's having a balance. I don't know if anyone's figured it out. Even Scotty Scheffler, the best golfer in the planet, who could be on Tiger Woods level, is trying to be happy in the moment and enjoy the process and figure out what this is all for.
Johnny Wilkinson says it best. He crashed out hard after winning the World Cup. He's like, all my life's dreams have just come true in this one moment.
Yeah.
And I woke up the next day and I was like, it's done. And I don't feel fulfilled. Like, I feel like that's a fulfillment. Like, I achieved it, but now I feel empty because it's like, what do I do? Where do I go? Is this life now? Is that it? Like, and it's just, and I think it's important to what you said earlier around the therapy. It's about understanding who you are and what really makes you happy. And 100%. I think that's why it's super important that these trophies and accolades and material things, or whatever you mark as success, they're great and they'll be on your name, and you know, you may be known for it, but you're not taking it to the grave with you. And actually, at the end of the day, family and love is
the
like
biggest thing, mate.
That is the only thing that really anyone on their deathbed will seek. And, do you know what I mean?
As silly as this sounds, like, me and Celine go walk our little French bulldog in the park on the Sundays, and that is one of the most happiest things I can do. Yeah. Or we just sit and watch a film, go to the cinema, go for dinner, things like that. It's just having the right people around you. Again, I think if you got Scotty Scheffler saying that, and you got other
he said about his son now, didn't he? He said something like...
He just enjoys being with his son more than anything.
He said, like, I've won these trophies, but nothing is more important than being a good dad.
So, like, I think that's the question, $1 million question. Like, what is this all for?
Yeah.
Again, I go back to leading up to Wembley and other promotions and being in playoffs. That whole process of going into those games, training, it was they're better than the wins or the loss in the promote, whatever it is, it's that process was the most enjoyable thing of it all.
The grind, like
the
getting
grind,
to work.
It is the grind.
And you're like me, you like, well, I say you're like me, but I'm like you because you said it first, but you like the training.
Yeah.
You like to train. Like it's the grind of going
it's
to work every day rather than playing the games.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, when you look back at it, that is what was
when
the
you
most
have
enjoyable.
the success, you go, well, shit, I wouldn't have had that because it was these moments every day. Yeah. And I guess and that's the discipline for the passion you have, you know.
Yeah,
which is
it's
a great
in all
thing.
sports, isn't it? So it's tough. I think that's in everyday life maybe as well. You think someone's achieved a certain bonus and they've been able to buy whatever house or whatever it is. You buy that house. What's in the house is if it's empty, then you're going to be thinking, oh God, this isn't everything that I thought it would be. I don't know.
None of us know. We're just sitting there shooting the shit right now, talking it out.
Exactly.
And that's why I like doing these things, man, because like I'll have these conversations, I'll go home and I'll think about something else, and maybe someone listening will listen to what we're saying and think about something else. And I guess this whole life thing is, I will say to all my clients is like, we're all just fucking making it up.
Yeah.
No one fucking knows what's before or what's after, or do you know what I mean? It's literally, we're just trying to figure it out. And that's why just every day start with, like you say, feet on the ground, humble, be willing to learn, but just be willing to
just be a decent person.
Yeah.
Be a decent person. That's the least you can be. Then that's it, and go from there.
Yeah, I said to Holly, I said, I feel really lucky. It's like, I actually, whatever's going on in my day, if it's work related or whatever, and all the stresses, it's just like at the end of every day, I know I'm coming home to you and Massey. And it's like, that is and it's like a sense of relief. It's like, actually, whatever the fuck goes on, like say I was playing in professional sport and I lost a big game, and it's just like shit, and that really bugs you because you know, you got that inner beast that wants to be successful in what you do. But actually, the most important thing is what you have, like with the family. So it's just like I feel very blessed and grateful, and I'm thankful for it, because it's just like it's like I have just a weight off my shoulders.
So, mate,
do you know what I mean?
I always thought with that, if we lost a game, or if I had a game where I was like, cool, I didn't do as well as I could have, would eat me alive for the next few days, until the whole week, until I got to the next game. I was like, I need to play out my skin the next game. But now it's like, I still have that feeling, but after the game, I'm like, okay, I'm going back to Celine, and I'm like, we've got the dinner planned up in London or whatever it is, and it's like, as soon as I'm with her, it's your mind is just clear. That's just throwing me off.
That's what they do best, bro.
Yeah.
I was gonna look it up anyway. I looked at the time and saw it been an hour. Man, we got to do a part 2 one day.
We'll do a part 2 whenever you want.
I love shooting the shit with you, man. You're one of the most genuine, loveliest people I know, and that's why I thought it's super important for you to be on here. I hope if anyone listens to these things that they've taken from this conversation. I've enjoyed having it with you. I knew we were capable for getting some good stuff. We didn't even bring up politics. We didn't bring up anything where I wanted to ruin your career and get you cancelled and kicked out of Crawley. No, I'm joking. You watching the England's women football at the minute?
Yeah.
Good answer. Yeah. Right, let's leave it on that.
Been a pleasure, bro.
All right, by now, hopefully England will have won the Euros for the second time, and my boy Ellis Zorro will have redeemed himself in boxing this Saturday in Bournemouth. Come on, you. Anyway, Dion, I love you, bro. Thank you so much.
Been a pleasure.
Appreciate you. Yeah?
Okay.
We'll do it again.
100%.
Nice one.